Hello everyone, welcome back to Amin Math Club. Today we have a nice math problem that is x squared minus 2 whole squared is equal to x plus 2. So here we have to find the value of x. So there are two methods to solve this problem. So we are going to write our method number 1, that is our first method is here we are going to write our problem, which is x squared minus 2 whole squared is equal to x plus 2. Now we know that by algebraic identity, if we have a minus b whole squared, so as we know that if we have a minus b whole squared, then it will be equal to a squared minus 2 times a times b and plus b squared. So applying this identity here on our left hand side, then we get here x squared whole squared minus 2 times x squared times 2 and plus 2 squared is equal to x plus 2. It is our left hand side of this equation. Now here we have x to the power 2 times 2 is 4 minus 2 times 2 is 4x squared and 2 squared is equal to 4. Now shifting these two terms to our left hand side, we get minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. Here we have x to the power 4 minus 4x squared, that is minus x plus 4 minus 2 we get plus 2 is equal to 0. Now from this pair, if we just take x squared is common outside bracket, then we will get here inside bracket we have x squared minus 4, and here if we just take 1 is common, so we have x minus time plus is minus 2 is equal to 0. Now x squared times, that is x squared, and minus 4 can be written as 2 squared minus 1 times x minus 2. Here we have made a nice identity, algebraic identity, that is a squared minus b squared. So we know that as a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So applying this formula here, then our step will be x squared times x plus 2 and times x minus 2. Here we have minus 1 times x minus 2, that is equal to 0. Now here x plus 2 times x minus 2, so x minus 2 is a common term. We are going to take x minus 2 is a common outside bracket, then here we get x squared times x plus 2, and here we have minus 1, that is equal to 0. Now x minus 2 times x squared times x is x cubed plus 2 times x squared is 2x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Now we have two possible cases that this factor x minus 2 it is equal to 0 and this one is also equal to 0. So x cubed plus 2 times x squared minus 1 is equal to 0. Here we have x is equal to shifting minus 2 we get 2. So it is our first value of x, which is a real solution of x, that is x1 is equal to 2. Now here x cubed plus 2x squared minus 1. So if we just write x cubed plus 2x squared minus 1. Now for our convenience, we are going to just add and subtract 1. By adding and subtracting 1, we get 0, so there will be no difference on left hand side of this equation. So we are going to just add and subtract 1, that is equal to 0. Now here we have x cubed and it is plus 1, so we just write this plus 1 here, and it is plus 2x squared minus 1 we get minus 2 is equal to 0. Now so here we have x cubed plus 1 and plus 2x squared minus 2. Then here x cubed, this one can also be written as 1 cubed. We are going to make this pair, and now if we take 2 is common, so we have x squared minus 1, x squared minus 1, that is equal to 0. So here x cubed plus 1 cubed, it is actually we have algebraic identity, which is a cubed plus b cubed, it is equal to a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. So we have another identity we have to use here, x squared minus 1 squared actually. So it is a squared minus b squared, which is equal to a plus b times a minus b. So these are two identities we have to use in our problem here. So next step will be, now here x cubed plus 1 cubed, so we just write x plus 1 times x squared minus x times 1 is x plus 1 squared is equal to 1. So plus 2 times x squared minus 1 squared is actually x, it is 1 squared. So x squared minus 1 squared is x plus 1 times x minus 1, that is equal to 0. So now don't forget to like, share and subscribe my video, and your comments are actually very valuable for me, so please support, and thanks for watching. And now starting our solution here we have x plus 1 and it is also x plus 1. So if we just take x plus 1 is common, this one is taken common, then we have x plus 1 inside bracket we get x squared minus x plus 1, and here plus 2 times x is 2x plus times minus is minus 2 times 1 is 2 is equal to 0. Now adding like terms, then we will get x squared. Here we have minus x plus 2x, we get minus x plus 1 minus 2, we have minus 1, that is equal to 0. So x plus 1 times x squared minus x, here we have not minus x but plus x, because here 2 is greater, no, and the sign of 2 is positive, so plus x minus 1 is equal to 0. Now here we have two possible cases, that x plus 1 is equal to 0 and this x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0, as it is our first method. So we have to solve the same problem by our method number 2. Now here value of x is equal to minus 1 by shifting positive 1, so we get the second value of x, which is also real solution. Now solving this one, as it is a quadratic equation, so we have to solve it by using that quadratic formula. Hence we have to just compare with general form of quadratic equation, which is x squared plus b times x plus c is equal to 0. Now comparing this equation with this one, we get here a is equal to 1 because coefficient of x squared is 1. So we just write a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1 and c is equal to minus 1. Now we have, using quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So putting the values, then we get x is equal to minus, here value of b is 1 plus minus, that 1 squared is 1 minus time minus is plus, and 4 times a, which is 1, c is also 1, so we get 1 plus 4 divided by 2 times a is 2. So here we have the values of x will be, x is equal to minus 1 plus minus, that square root of 4 plus 1 is 5 all over 2. Hence we get two values of x, which is x3 and x4. Now here we get all real solutions. So our final values of x are, x is equal to, here we have x is equal to x1 is equal to 2. It is our first solution. And x2 is equal to minus 1. Similarly, we have x3, which is equal to minus 1 plus square root of 5 over 2, all over 2. And final value is x4, which is equal to minus 1 minus square root of 5 over 2. So here we have that four possible values of x. Now it is our final answer that we have just find out the values of x. So it is our final solution. Now we have to solve the same problem by method number 2. So our method number 2 is, now starting here, our problem is x squared minus 2 whole squared is equal to x plus 2. As we know that we have to find the value of x here. Now starting our solution, first of all we are going to just suppose that, let us suppose that y is equal to x squared minus 2, x squared minus 2. Here if we just shift this y to our right hand side and this 2 to our left hand side, so we will get that x squared, then this will be minus y, and it will be minus 2 will be 2. So x squared minus y is equal to 2. Let's say it is our equation number 1. Now we are going to again suppose that y squared, that y squared is equal to x plus 2, y squared is equal to x plus 2. Now shifting this x, we get y squared minus x is equal to 2. So let's say it is our equation number 2. Now if we compare our equation 1 and equation 2, by comparing equation 1 and equation 2, we see that right hand side of equation 1 and right hand side of equation 2 are same. So these are same, then we have x squared minus 1 and y squared, it is y squared minus x is equal to x squared minus y. So left hand side left hand side of this equation is also equal to each other. So here we have y squared, and shifting this one we get minus x squared, and it is minus 1 will be plus minus y will be plus y, and it is minus x, which is equal to 0. Now here y squared minus x squared, using algebraic identity, we have y plus x times y minus x. And here if we just take one is common, so we have y minus x is equal to 0. Now we see that y minus x is a common term, so taking y minus x outside bracket, then we get, here we have y plus x, and here we have plus 1 is equal to 0. Now this y minus x is equal to 0, and this factor, which is y plus x plus 1, is equal to 0. Now here it is our first case, y minus x is equal to 0, but we have just supposed that y is equal to x squared minus 2. Here we know that y is equal to x squared minus 2, so putting this value of y here, then we get, as we know that here value of y is actually, y is x squared minus 2, so it will be x squared minus 2, and it is minus x, which is equal to 0. Now by rearranging, we just write x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0, and it is a nice quadratic equation. We have to solve this equation by using factorization method. So here we have, if we just write this one, that x squared minus 2x and plus x, here minus 2x plus x will be equal to minus x, so we just split this minus x into minus 2x plus x, and this minus 2 is equal to 0. So taking x is common, we get x minus 2, and here 1 is common, we have x minus 2. We get the common term, which is x minus 2. It is x minus 2 is a common factor, so other factor is x plus 1, which is equal to 0. Now we have there are two cases, that x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. So x minus 2 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now our next step will be Here we have x is equal to 2. X is equal to 2. It is our first value of x. Now here x is equal to minus 1. It is our second value of x. So now we have to solve our second factor here, which is y plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. So now y plus x plus 1 is equal to 0, as y plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. But we also know that the value of y, which is y is equal to, here we have x squared minus 2. So putting here, then we get x squared minus 2, putting the value of y, then we have plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. Now x squared plus x and minus 2 plus 1, we get minus 1 is equal to 0. So we have x squared plus x minus 1 is equal to 0, which is a quadratic equation. We have to solve this by using quadratic formula. Here we have value of a is equal to 1, b is equal to 1, and c is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Now putting the values here, then we get x is equal to, that is minus times 1 is actually b is 1, so 1 plus minus square root of b squared, which is 1, and minus times minus is plus, 4 times 1 is 4, so we get 1 plus 4 divided by 2 times a. The value of a is 1, then we get 2. Here we have x is equal to minus 1 plus minus square root of 5 all over 2. So we have this x3 and x4. We get the values of x3 and x4. Now our final values of x are, that is our answer. So we have x1 is equal to 2, x2 is equal to minus 1, x3 is equal to minus 1 plus square root of 5 all over 2. Similarly, we have x4 is equal to minus 1 minus square root of 5 all over 2. So it is our final answer. We get 4 values of x, as we have just find out in from method number 1. So now we are going to just check our entire solution here. It is our second method, as we just see that it is our second method, and we get 4 values of x. Similarly, we have the same answer from method number 1. It is our method number 1. You can see that x1, x2, x3 and x4 are same here. So I really hope you have enjoyed this video. So don't forget to subscribe my channel for more interesting contents. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.